Artificial intelligence demystified.
Okay, so picture this. You're in a steering committee meeting. Someone from the business presents an AI initiative. Looks polished, sounds impressive, and then someone asks, "Has this gone through governance?" And the room just pauses. And you realize nobody actually knows what that means. Like, is that a legal thing? An IT thing? A tick box thing? And everyone sort of nods and moves on because nobody wants to be the person who asks.
I have been in that exact meeting.
Right? And the term floating around is AI governance. And it sounds important, but nobody's defining it.
Today we define it, for real. No jargon, no hand-waving.
Let's go.
Before we get there, we need to talk about the problem AI governance is actually trying to solve. And that problem has a name, shadow AI.
Okay, I've heard this one.
So shadow AI is when employees start using AI tools on their own. Without IT knowing, approving, or having any visibility into what those tools are doing with company data. Someone finds a productivity tool online, starts pasting in customer data to get summaries, and IT has absolutely no idea it's happening.
Right. So it's like... No, wait. It's more like someone just plugging in their own router in the office without telling anyone.
That's actually pretty close. You don't know what's on the network. You don't know what's leaving the building.
And this is happening at scale?
At most organizations, yes, more than people want to admit. And here's the thing. Shadow AI isn't usually malicious. People are just trying to get their work done faster, but the risk is real. Hold on to that. Because AI governance is what happens when an organization decides it needs to get ahead of that problem before something goes wrong. So, AI governance, plain English. It's the set of rules, roles, and processes an organization puts in place to make sure AI is used responsibly, safely, and in line with its values and legal obligations.
Okay, that sounds reasonable, but also a little vague.
Fair. Let me make it concrete. Think about a city's building code. Anyone can buy land and want to build something. But before you break ground, there are rules. Safety standards, approved materials, inspections at key stages, a permit process. The code doesn't stop buildings from going up. It makes sure the buildings that do go up don't collapse on the people inside them.
And AI governance is the building code for AI projects.
Exactly. It's not there to block AI. It's there to make sure what you launch doesn't hurt someone. A customer, an employee, the company.
Okay, so where does that analogy start to fall apart?
Good question. And look, this part doesn't hold. Building codes are relatively static. They change slowly, and they're enforced by external regulators who show up and inspect. AI governance has to evolve constantly as the technology changes, and it's largely self-enforced inside the organization. Nobody's showing up from the outside to check your AI is behaving. You have to build that function yourself.
Right. So here's my dumb question, and I genuinely want to know the answer to this one. If we already have IT policies and data governance, like we've spent years building those, why do we need a separate thing called AI governance?
That is not a dumb question. That is the right question. Because AI introduces failure modes that existing policies were never built for. Your data governance policy tells you who can access a spreadsheet. It does not tell you what to do when an AI summarizes that spreadsheet incorrectly. And a senior leader acts on it. Or when a model trained on historical data starts making decisions that discriminate against certain candidates without anyone realizing it's happening. The risks are different in kind, not just in degree. Confident-sounding wrong answers, invisible bias, outputs at a speed and volume no human is reviewing. None of your existing policies were written for that.
Huh. So it's not that the old policies are bad, they just weren't designed for this.
Exactly. You wouldn't use a food safety inspection to approve a building. Same logic.
Okay, let me try this. AI governance is the rules and processes that stop your AI projects from going off the rails. Like making sure someone's actually in charge of what the AI does and what happens when it gets it wrong.
That's the spirit. Let me sharpen it. AI governance is the rules and roles your organization puts in place to make sure AI is used safely, fairly, and in a way you'd be comfortable defending publicly. It's not about slowing AI down. It's about making sure you don't find out what can go wrong the hard way.
The hard way. I'm writing that down.
That's the one to remember.
That's the one.
Here's where this gets real. A vendor is pitching you an AI-powered HR tool. It screens job applicants and flags top candidates before a human ever sees the CV. Your CHRO is excited. Your legal team is nervous. You're sitting in the room trying to figure out whether this vendor has actually thought through what happens when their model gets it wrong. Or gets it wrong in a way that exposes the company to a discrimination claim.
So what's the one question I ask?
Show me the last time your model produced a biased or incorrect output in a live deployment. And walk me through exactly what happened next.
Ooh, that's uncomfortable.
That's the point. A good vendor has that story ready. They know what went wrong, they know how they caught it, and they know what changed. A bad vendor either says it's never happened, which means they're not looking, or they go very quiet.
So next time someone asks, has this gone through governance in a meeting? We actually know what that means now.
You do. And next episode, Fubai coding, which sounds like something a developer does at a music festival, but is quietly changing what your dev team actually does all day.
See you then.